being distributed to unsuspecting Nigerians. He warned that such criminal activities undermine Nigeria's healthcare system and puts millions at risk. Still in the House of Representatives, it has now resolved to investigate the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) over delays in conducting by-elections for vacant legislative seats at both state and national levels, as mandated by the Electoral Act. The House directed its Committee on Electoral Matters to summon INEC leadership for a detailed explanation of the reasons behind the delay and the measures being taken to address the situation. The decision followed a motion by Jafaru Leko, APC Bauchi, who emphasized the need for INEC to fulfill its constitutional duty. The House of Representatives has called on the relevant federal government agencies to implement tough measures against homicide and femicidal act in Nigeria. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion during plenary today, moved by Rivers lawmaker Awaji Abiante and 3 others. Drumming support for the motion, Abiante noted that the right to life is a fundamental human right guaranteed by the Constitution, while homicide cases including murder, manslaughter and other violent crimes leading to the termination of life have been on the rise across the country, provoking public demand for justice. Still talking security, the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, General Christopher Musa, has confirmed that 789 ex-terrorist combatants are currently enrolled in the De-Radicalization, Rehabilitation and Reintegration Program under the Operation Safe Corridor Initiative. Musa, represented by the Chief of Defense Policy and Plans, AVM Shayo Olatunde, shared this information at the OPSC stakeholders meeting held in Abuja today. He explained that the initiative was launched following the mass surrender of members of Boko Haram and the Islamic State of West African Province, a result of well-coordinated operations by all stakeholders involved. And to more tragic news now, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum leader Edwin Clark is dead, aged 97. The former Federal Commissioner for Information and South leaders. That was confirmed in a statement by a representative of the family, Professor C.C. Clark, today. Clark was a leading voice for regional and national unity. He was also known for mediating peace among warring communities and politicians in the Niger Delta region. Clark's death comes barely 4 days after the demise of Pa Ayo Adebanjo, the leader of Afenifere, the Pan-Yoruba socio-cultural group. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has described the death of former Federal Commissioner of Information and respected leader of Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, Chief Edwin Clark, as deeply saddening. According to a statement by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, today, Clark was a man who led an illustrious life marked by dedicated service at different times to the nation and its community as a councillor, state and federal cabinet member. The presidency also described Clark as a passionate advocate for resource control, economic and environmental justice in the Niger Delta. According to the statement, President Tinubu, on behalf of the federal government, extended his condolences to the Edwin Clark family, the Ijaw Nation, the people of the Niger Delta, and the government of Delta State. And now the former governor of Ekiti State and ex-chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF, Dr. John Kaide Fayemi, has expressed deep sadness over the passing of elder statesman Pa Edwin Clark. Fayemi, in a statement by his media office, described Clark as a patriot and a towering figure in Nigerian history whose contributions to the nation's development were immeasurable. The former governor also highlighted Clark's advocacy for justice, equity and fairness, particularly his fearless voice for the Niger Delta and a staunch defense of the rights of marginalized communities. Femi extended its deepest condolences to the Clark family, the people of Niger Delta, and all Nigerians, praying that Clark's soul rest in peace. Now, members of the Association of Resident Doctors at University College Hospital in Ibadan have embarked on an indefinite strike. The association's General Secretary, Utsman Adedeji, told newsmen in Ibadan, Oyo State capital, that the strike was due to a power outage in some of the hospital's residential areas. Recall the association had earlier issued a communique that members would embark on an indefinite strike if electricity is not restored no later than 4 p.m. on Monday. Adedeji said while electricity had been restored, only some part of the residential quarters were reconnected. Still in Oyo State, the state chapter of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) brought operations at the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company (IBEDC) to a standstill today, staging a massive protest over the recent dismissal of over 3,000 employees. Led by its chairman, Kayode Martin, the union members barricaded the entrance to the IBEDC office, shutting down the facility and causing traffic distribution in the challenge to Dugbe area of Ibadan. The protesters, chanting solidarity songs, demanded the immediate reinstatement of the sacked workers and the payment of their national minimum wage. Martin condemned the actions of the outsourcing agents associated with IBEDC, accusing them of exploiting workers through unpaid minimum wages and unexplained salary deductions. You're still listening to News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. It is still to come. Prophet Olualo says Trump's foreign aid court can spur Africa self-sufficiency. Please stay with us. All right, we continue the bulletin now, and the Governor of Ekiti State, Governor Oladoyin Ayegbusi, has promised a continued dedication to mitigate the poverty index and address the infrastructure deficit in the state. This is as he voiced his optimism and self-assurance as the 2026 gubernatorial election in the state approaches, appealing to party members to embark on aggressive mobilization and be fair to all members. Governor Ayegbusi shared these remarks yesterday in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital, following a significant endorsement for his second-term bid by prominent leaders of the All Progressives Congress (APC) from the Ekiti State Central Senatorial District. Adamimogo FM captured the event, and here is a detailed report. All right, we give you detailed, or we bring that report to you in as we go on the news. Now, still in Ekiti State, the leader of the Senate, Senator Okweyemi Bamidele, has affirmed that the construction of Ekiti Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport is a veritable project capable of opening up and selling the state's economy to the world. Senator Bamidele, who confirmed this in Ado-Ekiti yesterday while flying back to Abuja after the stakeholders meeting of the All Progressives Congress (APC) chapter of the Ekiti Central Senatorial District, stated that the airport will also complement other efforts of Governor Ayegbusi in the drive to bring about remarkable development to the state. The Senate leader, who confessed that Governor Ayegbusi has been able to reposition Ekiti State in a prominent point in the world map, added that the airport is one of the best in Nigeria for its cutting-edge technology, safety, and operational efficiency. In Osun State, the former People's Democratic Party (PDP) presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar has accused the President Bola Tinubu-led All Progressives Congress (APC) of desperation to retain power. Atiku said the Tinubu-led APC is desperate to retain power at all costs political brig- through political and subversion of Nigeria's democracy. It was reacting to the local government crisis in Osun State that led to the death of one person and the invasion of the Lagos State House of Assembly by operatives of the Department of State Services (DSS) and the police. In a statement he signed, the former vice president charged Nigerians to stop Tinubu and his government from subverting democracy. Our earlier story where the governor of Ekiti State, Governor Biodun Yebanji, has promised a continued dedication to mitigate the poverty index and address the infrastructure deficit in the state. The governor shared these remarks yesterday in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital, following a significant endorsement for a second-term bid by prominent leaders of the All Progressives Congress (APC) from the Ekiti Central Senatorial District. Adamimogo FM captured the event, and here is the report.
In its continued efforts to defeat the opposition parties in the next governorship election in Ekiti State, leaders and stakeholders of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in Ekiti Central Senatorial District have made to reflect on its achievements in the past 2 years of ruling and strategize new moves in attaining success in future election. The meeting, which was held openly at the Ekiti Pavilion in Ado-Ekiti yesterday, was to share with the public some of the developmental steps being taken by the party in the district, as well as endorse Governor Biodun Yebanji for a second term in office. The endorsement motion, ratified through a 200 voice vote, was moved and seconded by frontline leaders from the 5 local government area of the district. Addressing the huge crowd of party supporters at the venue, the senator representing Ekiti Central Senatorial District, Opeyemi Bamidele, said the action taken by party members indicates that they value continuity of good governance for Ekiti's development to spiral. According to him, the biggest achievement of the Bao government is being able to unite everybody under one platform, a development it tagged Bao Unity Magic. Bamidele, who added that the state has never had it so good, said the governor has succeeded in bringing down governance back to ordinary people.
The biggest achievement of the Governor Biodun Yebanji administration, his greatest achievement is being able to unite everybody under one platform. You may not understand what I'm saying. If anybody was in this state and he understood our politics in 2011, he will know what it means.
Justifying the reasons for the endorsement, former Deputy Governor and Chairman Ekiti Central APC stakeholders, Professor Modupe Adelabu, clarified that the action does not abridge the rights of other APC members to contest for the plum seats.
The best certain development and people-oriented government policies were so alluring to the people that they unanimously voted to adopt the governor as the APC sole candidate in the senatorial district for the governorship election in 2026, without impugning the rights and privileges of anybody who may want to contest the primary election against him.
In his response, Governor Oyebanji appreciated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and APC members for supporting him solidly to be able to take Ekiti to a mile age in terms of development strides and for providing the platform to serve the people. Oyebanji, who is also from the district, promised to continue to serve dedicatedly and with every fiber in his body to mitigate the poverty index and address the infrastructure deficit in the state, while appealing to party members to embark on aggressive mobilization and be fair to all members.
I know that the reward of hard work is more work. We have listened to you, myself and Deputy Governor, and before God and man and before you, we accept this endorsement with all humility, and we promise you that we continue to serve. I make a promise that I will dedicate myself to serving you. I will continue to serve you with all the fiber in me.
Other high-profile dignitaries at the events include the Ekiti State Deputy Governor, Chief Mrs. Monisadi Afuye, the Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Adewi Aribasoye, Chief of Staff to the Governor, Niyi Adebayo, Secretary to the State Government, among others. Ayomide Surulere reporting for Adamimogo FM.
On business news this evening, NBS reviews Nigeria's inflation rate drops to 24.8 or 48%. Joel Ugbue has the story.
Welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has ordered bank directors with non-performing insider-related loans to step down immediately. Insider loans refers to loans granted by a bank to its own executives, directors, employees, major shareholders, or related parties. The directive was issued in a circular signed by the Director of Banking Supervision, Adetuna Adedeji. According to CBN, the decision aims to strengthen corporate governance and improve risk management in the banking sector. Meanwhile, National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) has revealed that the country's headline inflation has dropped to 24.48% year-on-year in January 2025. The Statistician General of the Federation, Adeyemi Adeniran, announced this today. According to him, this is a sharp decline from the 34.80% headline inflation recorded in December 2024. He said the Consumer Price Index (CPI), which measures the rate of change in prices of goods and commodities, has declined to 24.48% year-on-year in January. Adeniran, who was speaking during a briefing in Abuja, explained that urban inflation stood at 26.09%, while rural inflation came to 22.15%. That's all on Business News. I'm Joel Ogwe.
The planter of Grace and Mercy Prayer Mountain worldwide, Prophet Sam Oluwalo, has said that former United States President current United States President Donald Trump's decision to cut foreign aid to most African countries should not be seen as entirely negative. Speaking on Sunday at Jesus City, Ibejuleki, during a special service marking the end of a 41-day fast, the cleric noted that while the move might seem unsettling, Trump is acting on the country's best interest. Prophet Oluwalo challenged African leaders to look inwards and develop strategies for self-sufficiency, reducing the continent's reliance on foreign assistance. At the time of economic hardship, the prophet urged Nigerians to make sacrifices for others, stating that giving without expectation rewards open doors to divine favor. Supporting the cleric's message, Senator Bode Olajumoke, who represented Ondo North from 2007 to 2011, said Nigerians must continue to help one another and their community. The Republic of Niger has begun enforcing restrictions of Nigerians traveling with the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) passport, barring entering for those without a valid international passport. This move follows the country's recent withdrawal from the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) alongside Mali and Burkina Faso. Despite maintaining an open border with Nigeria, new immigration measures are being implemented at crossings such as Ilela, Nigeria, and Koni, Niger. Cross-border traders and commuters now face difficulties as Nigerian authorities refuse to recognize the ECOWAS passport as a valid means of identification. Alhaji Mansour Abdullahi, a trader who frequently travels between the two countries, confirmed the development. Let's now join Ayomide Surulere for more international news.
Good evening and welcome to Foreign Scene. The United Nations has today reported deadly clashes in northern South Sudan, which killed civilians and left a peacemaker wounded. The oil-rich but impoverished nation, which only achieved independence in 2011, is plagued by instability with frequent clashes and political infighting. According to the UN mission in South Sudan, UNMISS, fighting broke out between the South Sudan People's Defense Forces, the South Sudan People's Defense Forces (SSPDF), and armed youth in Assar in Upper Nile State, which borders Sudan, on February 14 and 15. It did not give any details on the number of people hurt, but added that a UN pacemaker on the scheduled patrol was wounded during mortar shelling. Nicholas Haysom, special representative of the UN Secretary General and head of UN mission, urged restraints and condemned violence towards the UN peacemakers. UN mission, however, said the unification of the army has yet to be achieved. Still on foreign news, following high-level talks in Saudi Arabia, the US and Russia is set to appoint teams to negotiate ending the Ukraine war. This was revealed by the US State Department today after a 4-hour meeting. According to the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, the talks are the first step of a long and difficult journey, but an important one. Meanwhile, the Kremlin said Vladimir Putin is prepared to speak to Volodymyr Zelensky if necessary. Recall Zelensky has repeatedly said he won't recognize a peace deal negotiated without Ukraine. And that's all on foreign news. My name is Ayomide Surulere.
On entertainment news this evening, controversial singer Habib Okikiola, popularly known as Portable, has declared that he is a madman who is undergoing treatment at the Federal Hospital Aru Abeokuta. Portable said this while appealing to Nigerians and the Ogun State government today after being declared wanted by the state police command. The Zazuze Kruna was reportedly involved in a fight with 3 officials from the Ogun State Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, Ota Zona Office. However, reacting to his declaration today, Portable, in a multiple rant, took to his Instagram, appealing to Nigerians and the state governor, Dakwa Abiodun, alleging that he was set up because he was putting on a vest with the face of Senator Adeola Solomon, popularly known as Yayi. The singer also noted that he was a madman and has a card at Arrow Hospital where he usually takes his treatment.
Good evening and welcome.
For more entertainment news, Tosin Adeniro is on standby.
Award-winning star Adekunle Gold has teased an upcoming collaboration released with Davido on March 15, 2025. Baby, as he is fondly called, took to his X page to share a crypto post about Davido's upcoming album 5, which suggests he might be making a guest appearance on the album. Adekunle Gold and Davido have previously collaborated in the past on the former super hit single High of his 4th album, Catch Me If You Can. Meanwhile, another collaboration expected on the album is one with Omale, which earlier announced in an interview. Still on entertainment news, Nollywood actress Regina Daniel has broken her silence amid the ongoing crisis rumor about her marriage. According to reports, the rumors emerged on social media after actress Chika Ike announced her pregnancy on her Instagram page and Regina Daniel's billionaire husband. Senator Ned Nwoko is responsible for Chika Ike's child, while Ned Nwoko, in a public statement issued by his office, debunked the rumor, stating that Chika Ike wasn't pregnant or engaged to him. Regina, breaking her silence in a post on her TikTok, was captured in a video dancing to a song. That is all on entertainment news. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi.
And on sports this evening, the Referee Development Council or Committee of the Nigerian Football Federation has suspended Emmanuel Kolawole from officiating in the Nigerian Premier Football League (NPFL). The referee suspension was contained in a statement released by the committee. Kolawole was accused to have influenced the outcome of the matchday 24 fixture between Heartlands and Shooting Stars in Owerri. The committee stated that the referee awarded a penalty that was not in line with the laws of the game to Heartlands. And with that sports story, we end this edition of News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Before we go, the highlights again. We told you that the House of Representatives has today called for a more aggressive crackdown on the production and distribution of counterfeit and expired drugs in Nigeria following the recent discovery of an illegal drug manufacturing facility in Osisioma Igwe local government area of Abia State. We also told you that the leader of the Senate, Senator Okoyemi Bamidele, has affirmed that the construction of the Ekiti Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport is a veritable project capable of opening up and selling the state economy to the world. Finally, we reported that the planter of Grace and Mercy Prayer Mountain worldwide, Prophet Sam Olualo, has said that United States President Donald Trump's decision to cut foreign aid to most African countries should not be seen as entirely negative. And that's News Express this evening on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti. On behalf of the production crew, my name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Many thanks for listening. Good evening.